damn, they really got this nigga Dolph, and I was sad. I was very sad, and I wasn't like crying. I'm not gonna take a day off, but I definitely am like, I'm not gonna get that excitement I get anymore when I see that he releases music, and I'm like, damn, that's one less thing to be excited about now, I guess.
What also sucks too is that like now it's like Young Dolph's music is gonna get played a lot more now. It's always no, because like they should have been listening to him before. Like, why does it take someone's death to make niggas want to go and listen to it? Like XXX Tentacion, when he died, his shit jumped through the roof. Like DMX, when he died, his shit jumped through the roof. But moving on to our topic.
Mute yourself.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Where's the fucking animal with the ambulance?
New York never sleeps,
me.
baby. You like that one-liner? I'm dropping one-liners out here.
See, this is the worst shit. Someone's going to be listening to this in the car. That siren's going to come on. They're going to be looking behind them.
The nosy ass nigga. He's the nosy neighbor that wants to look outside. Don't shut the door at the window now. Too late for that.
If I were president, one of my first things would be to make it illegal to put like the sound of sirens or the police into like your songs. We don't need that. It's not an appreciated sound effect to have in any music that you're producing.
Dude, there's certain sounds that just trigger me, dude. Like the other day I was sitting in my living room just watching Maid on Netflix. Another good show. Kind of sad, but it's good. And there's some scene they were just playing some music, but it had like some weird sound. I couldn't quite pinpoint it. It kind of sounded like something was vibrating or like some distant sound. It was weird enough. It was convincing me the sound of somewhere in my house. So I started like looking around before I realized, let me hit pause real quick. I paused it. The sound went away. I'm like, this motherfucker. I'm sick of this shit. So it's either don't buy a home studio or like a home theater thing is what I'm saying. Like, you know, because I got the surround sound speakers that probably also fucked me up a little bit. So I don't know.
Well, for our first topic, boys, we got a recent artist / businessman, Young Dolph, got murdered out there in Memphis. And it's pretty sad, you know, people still out there getting shot or whatever. But my main thing about it, right, when it comes to these rappers, once you made it, why are you still in the hood? What's the reasoning to still be in the hood? To still feel like you got the credibility, or is just, you know, that's where your people's is, that's where you feel comfortable, that's where you feel safe? Like what is it? You know what I mean? Like, why do you feel like you got to still stay in the hood, per se? Like, Doe, I know you listen to Young Dolph a lot.
Yeah.
So
yep. I think a lot of these rappers don't want to seem like moving out of the hood is seen as like running away from your problems. So I think a lot of the reason why they do stay in their neighborhoods where they grew up is they don't want to seem like they're running away or like leaving their problems. I guess in their terms, that's like pussy to do that. I think that's stupid. I don't think that's a very smart thing to do, because a lot of times you see rappers stay in their neighborhoods and stay in their cities, and not only do they get fucked with by their opposition, but the police just don't like them either and are like constantly harassing them. And that happened with Young Dolph. The police is constantly harassing him in his city. He's getting shot up in all parts. He got like one of the times he got shot, it was in Charlotte, not too far away from Memphis, in North Carolina, and they shot the vehicle 100 times. Ooh. And the only reason he didn't come out of there dead was because it was a bulletproof van. So like, he also knew that he was getting gunned at for. He got shot in LA a few times. He got hit like 3 times. He made it out of that alive. But I think that's also the reason why he's been releasing so much music. I think he just realized, like, yo, they're coming for me. I got to put out this music while I still can. I got to make this money while I still can. And I think he put out a lot of really good music. It really sucks that he died. I really did not want him, of all people, to die. He was actually one of my favorite artists right now, because every time he'd put something out, I'd get mad excited. I'd send it to Jesus. I send it to all my friends. I'm like, yo, Dolph is out. So it sucks. I don't. Very sad that he died.
That's
I've got
another.
a, I've got a related question. I think there's only like two genres of music where like people care about how authentic you are, right? And I think it's hip hop and I think it's punk rock. I think those are the two where there's like a big thing of like, oh, you have to be part of what you're singing about to actually make music about this particular subject. Like, I don't know, like if Drake put out like a trap album tomorrow, like would you respect that? Or would people shit all over because like Drake's not making trap music? He's not living that fucking life. He can't make that shit.
Yeah, I think it depends on how big the artist is. So I think Drake could get away with it. If he drops a trap album, like everybody knows he ain't in the fucking trap. But at the same time, they're gonna buy it. They're gonna listen to it because it's Drake. But yeah, I think if you're like a young up and coming rapper that's living in the suburbs, making trap music, people are gonna look at you like, oh, he's fake. Like, I don't know. It is kind of strange, to be honest. Like I don't really understand like why any rapper needs to be in the street to get the cred or anything like that. It's really silly to me. I don't know.
What's
It's
like
toxic as fuck.
It's like country music, right? Like they can have like $30 million in their bank account and they can still make music about being broke and drinking whiskey and their wife left them and shit like that. And people will still eat that country shit up. Like they don't care if they're actually authentic. They don't care if they're singing about being like a fucking like a blue collar worker while they're driving around in like an Aston Martin or something. Doesn't matter. It's just so interesting that hip hop and like punk rock seem to be like the two genres in particular that we care so much about the authenticity.
Yeah, that's one thing that I feel like Dolph had. He had a very authentic thought. Like he just came from it. Everything around him was legitimate that he was saying, and he came up from really not really having a big label behind him either. He was really put up by like the streets, like the neighborhood really loved him, and they really put up his music. And he didn't have like a charting song until a few years ago, but he's been doing it since like 2009 or 2010. What did it say on there? Like around 2009.
Yeah, 2008 is when his first mixtape came out.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
That's
I don't
another
know,
thing.
thinking about it a little bit more, I think part of the reason, and it's kind of similar to punk in its origins as well, but hip hop comes from an outlet of a lot of very poor people. Like it came out of the Bronx in the time period where the Bronx was the biggest shithole in New York City. Like, so I think like at that time, everybody that was making hip hop in that area was living a type of lifestyle. It wasn't even about the streets yet. It was about the struggle. It's like what the music was really about. And then later it manifested itself as all the same people trying to basically make it out of that struggle. And a lot of times that involves selling drugs, or in Biggie's case, he was a stick-up boy, or like, you know, just in all types of like illegal activities, right? And unfortunately, growing up in the hood, ain't nobody making it out the hood that often. So the people that everybody tends to look up to when you're growing up in the hood is the rich guy. The guy who got the nice car, who got the nice watch. A lot of times those guys are criminals. So you tend to glorify that criminal life. So I don't know. I feel like because that's like the origins of that music, it's like, it's just something that stuck with it. I mean, I personally still think it's toxic and all of that. Like, it's like by today's standards, it's like, all right, hip hop, they listen to it in every single country around the world. It's like, so isn't like we've deviated so far from those origins. I don't think you need all that baggage to make hip hop. Like anybody could rap about anything they want, and it could be good regardless of where they live or their living conditions. But
I think that's a specific part of hip hop though. Like now, like this real gangster music, like real drill. Like you can lump these people together. Moneybagg Yo, Pooh Shiesty, Young Dolph, Yo Gotti, like all these real gangster, Lil Durk. You could like, it's like a sound, because you know Jack Harlow sounds like Jack Harlow, and all these other rappers be trying to make gangster music, but they don't be making like like some drive-by music like some of these other people be making. Like it's some real like killer shit going on in some of these albums. The one thing about Dolph though, somewhere back like 4 or 5 years ago, him and Yo Gotti are from the same city, Memphis. They're both from Memphis. Somehow Young Dolph starts fucking Yo Gotti's bitch. Let me not say bitch, but that's what I say it in the rap music, okay? Yo Gotti got mad that Young Dolph was fucking his girl and pillow talking, and then they start beefing. And the beef never really ends, and it starts going retaliation after retaliation. You can look up several instances where Moneybag Yo's clique is getting shot at. These are the two known people that we know they're beefing. It even got like the 100 shots at the vehicle ended up. They said it was somebody from Yo Gotti's clique. So they're thinking now, you know, you see these two people beefing since forever, and basically what everybody's thinking is Yo Gotti's people finally got him. Last weekend, Friday or something like that, the Soulja Boy Breakfast Club interview came out. And since Soulja Boy likes to say, I'm the first to do everything, apparently Key Glock, which is Young Dolph's cousin, one of his artists, started going back and forth with Soulja Boy about who had the first yellow Lamborghini. It's the dumbest shit ever. All right, who had the first 3D billboard? Like, it was the dumbest shit ever. And I guess they started going back and forth in the DMs. Young Dolph said he was gonna slap that nigga when he sees him or some shit like that. And then Soulja Boy, who's highly influential, goes on the Breakfast Club, which is like the stage of the world for these rappers. You know what I mean? When they want to talk and say shit. And he was like, yo, Young Dolph, like, why y'all want to beef? Why you want to slap me? Why you want to slap me? Why don't you go look for them niggas that shot your car up 100 times? Why don't you look for them niggas? Wasn't you the nigga who got shot in LA? Why you beefing with me? Go beef with that nigga. And what I think is, whoever Young Dolph's ops was heard that shit and they were like, is back on. And that's what I feel. Like, I don't feel like it was Soulja Boy who did it, because everybody's trying to say it was Soulja Boy. I do not think he has shooters like that. This does not seem like that. But I do think he reignited that beef, because any attack that where the guy is supposed to die and he's still alive, that gives Young Dolph has come out with an album called 100 Shots. Crazy. He like, yo, he like makes more. He'll make, by the way, Young Dolph made the better diss songs toward Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti's never really made really any good diss songs toward Young Dolph, but Young Dolph on each one of his albums will make like a diss song to him, and it will always be like the best song on the album. So I think it's what reignited that beef with the whole Soulja Boy comment.
I don't think it. I think the beef's always there. It was just that time he just got caught lacking. You know what I mean? He was went to go get bakery stuff, right?
Yeah, he was in his neighborhood. He was on a street called Airways, and there's this Medica's bakery. In my opinion, he probably needed more security. You know what I mean? Because I guess he only had like a few people with him. The people were able to run up on him and shoot him through the window. Like, they ran up the place and shot through the windows and shit like that. One of the bullets hit him in the head, and it was over.
I don't know that that's a unique opinion to have on that a man that got killed by someone shooting him needed more security. I think that might be a given.
No, I'm just saying, like, I would have had more security if I was him. I definitely would not, you know what I mean? Like, shit will get shut down if I'm coming somewhere in my old neighborhood and niggas is gunning for me, and yeah, I'm gonna shut that bakery down. I'm gonna have niggas, you know what I mean? Niggas is gonna know I'm there, and they're gonna know that they can't get me.
Did that man never hear about Grubhub or Diner Dash?
It's a thing. Like I said, he's hood rich. He's a hood star. So like it's like he's got to make his appearances or else he's pussy. You know what I mean?
I don't even think it's really like make appearances. I think it's just that this is his block. This is where he grew up at, and he feels freely to move around here because ain't no one gonna touch him. But there's always
Anybody could get touched.
Anybody can get touched. It's like
I don't think it's that. Not that anybody can touch him, right? Because otherwise he'd be safe. He's not. I don't think he thought he was safe. I think he's out in the streets because he's trying to make a statement of like, I'm still out in these streets. Like, I'm gonna still pull up on the block and do whatever the fuck I want. Like, I don't know. And yeah, and I don't think Doty's saying that Soulja Boy reignited the beef, Tony. Of course, the beef was always there. It's really just like maybe someone did what they did, and they're just like, fuck it, we're gonna let that beef we're just gonna let it go. And Soulja Boy brought the topic up in front of the whole world, and maybe that person felt shame or felt like, you know what, fuck it, let's do it again or something like that.
Yeah.
Now who knows? Shit could just be random. Like
It-
could be a coincidence.
that ain't random.
Is this going to potentially start off a whole thing? Like you said that he's got a cousin that's in the game too. Is his cousin going to go and get his retaliation
it's
now?
Very
It's gonna...
sad, bro. It's very sad. But yeah, this is not gonna be the last time somebody dies, and it sucks, dude. It sucks because Memphis is very none of the rappers in Memphis get along. It has a long history of that. And it's been like that, and I think it'll continue to be like that. So I think this is just the beginning. Yeah, Key Glock disabled all his pages, IG pages, everything. He disabled all his pages. So let's see what happens, man. I don't know. I just don't think nothing good is gonna come out of this.
That shit is so wild. That shit is so wild to me. You basically have won the lottery at this point because the chances of making it in any kind of industry are fucking tiny, right? And then you decide to keep getting involved in dangerous shit and just throwing away your opportunity there.
Your children, guy has family. You know what I mean? They're all gonna be set for life, but what's that mean if you're not there to raise those kids? And I don't know, man. I think people from the hood, and I think they care about that shit way too much. The further that I've gotten away from it, the better off I've been. Just in my opinion, like giving a fuck about what other people think about me, the less that I care about that, the more happier I've been. Because it's like, who cares? Who the fuck cares if anybody said? I mean, personally, that's just in my opinion. You gotta exert a lot of energy if you're gonna care about what everybody thinks about you. It's just a very draining thing for me.
Yeah. I think part of it though is like the culture's just fucked up is what it really is. It's not anything else. Because if your popularity and your success and all of that rides on the fact of you being real, well then for you not to care what people say is for you to be weak in the eyes of everybody. So and then if you become weak, then you lose credibility. People don't want to listen to your music because they think you're fake and all that type of shit. So it's almost like you got to keep up appearances just to maintain the position that you got until there's always like this balance of once you make it, like once you're not hood rich, but you rich, then you get to leave the hood and everybody's like, oh, and then everybody, it's like, it makes sense to everybody then. It's like, yeah, why would he stay in the hood? He made it, you know what I mean? Like, but it's like, if you leave too early, then everybody turns their back on you.
Yeah, but he made it. Like he was up there. I'm pretty sure he has a sizable amount of money because he did it halfway independent. It was like an independent style label that he was with, and they gave him a fair amount of distribution and stuff like that. So apparently he has a lot of fucking money, which like you said, I don't know, man. It sucks. It sucks. All of that for what? You know what I mean? Like
my thing is that I don't have a problem with it, but I find it weird, right? That people who never met him in person or just fans, right? they'll just be like, "Oh, I can't do nothing for the rest of the day because Young Dolph died." And I'm not saying nothing to those who know him personally, right? Like you can't tell someone how to feel when someone they personally know dies. But like for me, I've never met him. Listen to some of his music, not a lot. But people like me are just like, "Oh, I can't even work today, bro. Like I can't even think straight. I can't do my job." It's like why? Like why can't you do your job? Oh, cause my boy died. I was like, "Who's your boy?" Young Dolph. You know this man personally? No, I never met him. That to me is strange. It's like, okay, like maybe I'm just clueless to how people want to react to shit, but it's like, yo, you don't like. Why do you feel like this? Like, you don't like. People die every day. Do you feel sorry for the random people that die every day? No, you give two fucks. You don't care if a homeless man down the street just died from a car crash. Like, that's why. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know that person either. Like, I don't know. I always found shit like that weird with people, how people react to shit like that.
Have you never had an artist that died that made you sad? Like I've definitely got like a few in mind that have, but I wouldn't like call out of work or something like
No, this guy was acting like his mother died. Like
yeah, like I mean, I was sad. I was sad when like Johnny
So not
Cash.
specific. You said your friend, your cousin.
Somebody I know. Just leave it like that. Like it's just.
I'm not asking for a name. I was just wondering.
Yeah. But
I mean, like I was sad when like Johnny Cash died, but I wasn't like calling out of work the next day or anything.
no, yeah, I don't know. It's weird to me. That's it. You know what I mean? Like kids die overseas of hunger. Homeless people ain't getting fed out here. People with mental disabilities are killing themselves. Veterans are committing suicide. All these people are dying every day. Like I honestly think he just didn't want to work that day. But whatever.
I don't know. I never really put much stock into like actors or musicians or artists, things like that. So the biggest reaction that I ever got is like, "Oh shit, Paul Walker died? That's crazy." And kind of just keep it moving, But on another end, I kind of understand in a sense, like, because like, for example, a death that like affected a lot of Americans, right? It's like when Martin Luther King got shot, right? Or right, that shit was a big deal for the African American communities, the black communities in America, right? He didn't really hold any, aside from his position like in his church, right? By like your arguments, you saying nobody else should have felt anything about that, right? But he had such a profound impact on so many different people that I don't know. A lot of people felt like they lost someone important in their life because he was doing something for everybody's life.
So
I mean, I feel like some people feel that way about musicians as well, even though I don't, right? In general, but I don't know. I
woke up.
get it.
I woke up the next day and I'm like, damn, they really got this nigga Dolph, and I was sad. I was very sad, and I wasn't like crying. I'm not gonna take a day off. But I definitely am like, I'm not gonna get that excitement I get anymore when I see that he releases music, and I'm like, damn, that's one less thing to be excited about now, I guess.
what also sucks too is that like now it's like Young Dolph's music is gonna get played a lot more now. But just it's always no, because like they should have been listening to him before. Like why does it take someone's death to make niggas want to go and listen to it? Like XXX Tentacion, when he died, his shit jumped through the roof. Like DMX, when he died, his shit jumped through the roof. Like, anytime a rapper dies, it's like...
Not really.
Yeah, his shit was getting
his
played. His
latest album didn't get a lot of...
The plays. I'm not talking about latest album. I'm talking about when he died, like, people go back and listen to...
And stream, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know anything about album sales or anything like that. But
Who buys albums anymore?
Yeah, I don't know. They measured, I think, still in like number of plays and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's the same reason why we're talking about this on this podcast, right? It's topical. So I think Young Dolph dying, people want to hear about Young Dolph and things like that. He's gonna get a lot of plays. I think that's why that happens. I don't think it's because everybody just out of nowhere he had such this, like they're faking it. Like he had this profound impact on my life, so now I want to play all his music. I think it's just like I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've ever heard. I don't think I've ever known that I've been listening to a Young Dolph song, right? But now that he died, I'm like, oh shit, this guy that I don't know nothing about somehow came up on my radar. Let me check his music out. Like I might do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. But I do have one question. Why'd you make a face when I brought up Martin Luther King?
Cause such a crazy ass like comparison.
Why?
Like to me, because it's Martin Luther King. The man literally was trying to change a whole culture for the better of his people or for the people, right? Young Dolph's music doesn't really do that.
I mean, look at Nipsey Hussle. He was trying to change gang culture, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't feel no way when Nipsey died, but like for maybe a lot of gang members, they might feel like, damn, now that Nipsey ain't around, all those little bridges that we were about to build between all these gangs, that's just fucked now. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I think once again, this Nipsey was very self-made, very independent, and it ended up working out for him in the long run. He ended up buying that plaza.
Sorry, I thought you said
not the death.
Nipsey getting shot worked out for him in the long run. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, he's talking about independent music.
I get it.
Making independent music.
I understood what he was saying.
He was able to buy the plaza. He had that clothing store. He ran that entire plaza. He helped people out in his community. I think he, you know what I mean? It has like a cyclical effect on like who you are in the neighborhood. So I think that's why a lot of people were also very sad about Nipsey Hussle as well.
Yeah.
Very nice guy, man. Nipsey seemed
You
like
met
a
him?
very... No, but like if you watch these people's interviews and stuff like that, he also slapped the shit out of that guy at the airport. So it doesn't seem like anybody you want to fuck with either. But
No, he probably didn't play that shit.
Nice?
You know? Nah, the man's invading his space or probably is like this man's ain't gonna slap. Nipsey's not gonna slap you for no reason. Like
Do
the
you
man.
know him?
No, I've seen videos of his reactions to shit, but and what other people's comment, right? Like the man just doesn't fuck around. Like he's a street dude. Like he's telling you straight up, yo, back the
He's
fuck
authentic.
off. Yeah, he's authentic. Like, you know, take
I mean,
people's word.
That's fair. I fucking hate these paparazzi that just follow me all over the place since we started this podcast. Just calm down, people.
You're fucking ridiculous, bro. But yeah,
Paparazzi do seem like scum.
They really do.
They're
But
bastards.
I mean, at the same time, why are you hating on somebody trying to get the bag?
You know what? You know my favorite paparazzi thing was what's his name? Daniel Radcliffe from the Harry Potter movies. He was filming some movie, and he just wore the same outfit every fucking day. So the paparazzi, they couldn't get any fresh photos of him. They would take the photo. It's the same outfit he was wearing the past 5 days when they took pictures.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I saw that
reminds
recently.
me of like Drake has some look-alike, right? Drake has this guy that looks like Drake. Well, he doesn't have him. There's a guy who looks like Drake, and he says he's Drake. Everybody knows he's not Drake, but he do be looking like Drake. So he goes and he does shows. People show up to this guy's show knowing he's not Drake, but he looks like Drake.
that's wild.
Drake's happy for the guy. He's like, yo, I ain't gonna hate on him, yo. Keep saying you're me, man. Go get the bag. Like I don't know. Like I get it. The paparazzi thing is like this. It feels like this huge invasion of privacy and shit like that.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
you wouldn't like that shit, Pooja. Let's say for some
Of course
hypothetical, we fucking blow up. You got them outside the front of your house. You trying to walk your daughter,
You got a doppelganger.
yeah, all up on you. You're gonna be like, yo, back the fuck up. You're gonna
No, my
get
bad.
mad lawsuits of hitting niggas because you will hit somebody quick.
You're talking about paparazzi in front of his house.
What?
What else are we talking about?
You're talking about my bad. Because you were talking about he was talking about somebody who looks like somebody else.
Yeah, no.
I thought
I'm
we were
saying
talking
I
about
went
that.
back to the paparazzi thing. Like, no one here is gonna like the paparazzi all up in your face, so that's why people just be aggressive towards them.
Yeah, no. It's definitely an invasion of privacy. It's just like, I don't know. If you're big enough that you got paparazzi following you, I'm not saying that you could just deal with it, but it's like you've become a commodity too now. Like people, you have a value, like, and that's good, right? Like you reap all these benefits, there's gonna be some downsides. Somebody else is gonna start trying to make money off you.
Your
Just like you're
economy
making
now.
money off everybody else. Like, I don't know.